live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment is what I do on this wonderful March weekend. Decided I was gonna go out and see Shazam, Fury of the Gods. So me and the missus went and seen Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I'm gonna get to it in a minute. But before I do, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page so that when the material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket, comment, like, subscribe, and share this page right here. All right. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Let's get to it. Okay, Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Zachary Levi returns as the titular character, although he has not decided what his superhero name is, even though Freddie Freeman, far left, who is known in the comics as Captain Marvel Jr., we can't do that for obvious reasons. So he's Captain Every Power, I think was the corny name that he decided upon. And it seems like they want to go and face threats as a family, but some of them want to establish themselves as superheroes individually, particularly Freddie, who is constantly going out on solo missions. So from left to right, you got Freddie, Darla, Eugene, Billy, Mary, and Pedro. And Pedro on the far right comes out as gay because you have to have something LGBTQ related, or either that community is going to say something about it or someone caping for the community is going to say something about it. So I think it's just mentioned in passing. It's never really focused on, like, okay, why? Where's this coming from? What's manifesting it? Why? You know what I mean? It's just we mentioned, oh, he happens to be gay, by the way. And again, the fake wokeness is very disingenuous, you know, to me anyway, because why are we even talking about it? Why? What kind of impact is Pedro being gay going to have on the movie? What is the significance of it being in the movie? None. This group is already diverse enough, in my opinion. You have a Latino person, you have an Asian person, you have an African-American person. That's the triumvirate right there. I mean, most of the time when they're represented, they're represented. But I'm not going to get off into that. These six heroes are teenagers for the most part, with the exception of Mary, teenagers and tweens. So as you would expect, a lot of their foibles, a lot of the trials and tribulations that they deal with are teenager related. So if you're having an issue, it's something like, oh, does the girl in school like me, or things of that nature. And that's the overall gist of what's going on. They're trying to make it in their little pre-generated family world. And it's a nice little family, and they have a nice little dynamic going on. Asher Angel, as Billy Batson, is a little older, and they do make mention of the fact that he's almost 18 years old. Now, enter the bad guys, portrayed by left to right, Lucy Liu, Dame Helen Mirren, and Rachel Zegler. Now, for those of you that are not aware of who these three ladies are, they are Calypso, Hespera, and Anthea, the daughters of Atlas. And they have a mad on for the Shazam kids because the Shazam kids are utilizing the power of their father as well as the old gods. And I guess they feel like they aren't paying any respect to the old gods. And so they have a scheme to get a hold of the golden apple, which is also a seed that will remake the world of gods, because the wizard Shazam and his brothers and sisters appropriated the powers of the gods. And Hespera seems to have a power that can freeze people in place or in time or something like that, to that effect. Calypso just seems like a pretty just brutal, I want to hurt people type goddess. And she makes that evident when she later on flips out on everybody. Anthea, I guess, could be described as a progressive goddess, because she seems to have favor, mercy, kindness towards the humans, and doesn't feel like the seed should be used to disrupt things on Earth. The seed is supposed to be used to remake the world of gods. So enter Calypso and Hespera putting Shazam's staff back together. Putting Shazam's staff back together, and then we later find out Shazam ain't even dead. We thought he turned into dust, but he ended up a prisoner of Calypso and Hespera. And then Anthea, we later on find out she isn't that bad of a person because she poses as a high school student, and Freddie Freeman ends up taking a shine to her. Wow. So that's her kindness showing through. Hespera just wants to make things right, whereas Calypso is just like, F it. I want to destroy everything. And that is precisely what Calypso attempts to do, along with the assistance of the dragon Ladon. And because they have Shazam's staff, they are able to take the Shazam kids' powers away from them. And Hespera is able to trap the city of Philadelphia within a dome. And her intent was to let the humans die, starve, whatever, just like the wizards starved and killed off the gods, apparently, by imprisoning them. But Calypso, Hespera, and Anthea managed to survive and are out to exact their revenge. Now, bottom line, like I said, Lucy Liu, Calypso, snaps off, takes the staff, fatally injures her sister Hespera, and attempts to take her sister Anthea's powers away, who has this really interesting way of, I guess it's teleportation. Either she's moving about in the world and the world seems to move and shift like puzzle pieces, or vice versa. Either way, her attempt to escape from the bolt which depowers her is in vain. And so now we only got one goddess with power, and she plants the seed in the baseball stadium in Philadelphia, and it starts to grow and bloom and create this tree of life. And instead of creating life as it was meant to do for the gods, it creates all kinds of monsters. You get manticores, you get harpies. There is even a cyclops that is very, 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 very reminiscent of the cyclops in the seventh voyage of Sinbad. That's OG. But I know there are some people out there who remember what the cyclops looks like in the seventh voyage of Sinbad. Strangely enough, the creatures that come to the rescue for Shazam and the human race of all creatures are unicorns. And unicorns aren't depicted as these fuzzy, lovable characters that they are in mythology, but they're these brutal, murderous beasts that all monsters fear. So strangely enough, Darla is able to woo the unicorns to their cause with Skittles. Skittles of all things. And I think at one point when they're charging into battle and corralling all the other monsters, she tells them, taste the rainbow, mother, and they cut it off. So long story short, we get an epic battle at the end, Shazam solo dolo against Calypso and the dragon Ladon. And there is Ladon in the background, where Calypso is getting ready to watch that seed grow and develop into something. It's overall a very hashed plot. I don't think there's anything that creates any twists and curves that we weren't expecting. As a matter of fact, it's a very, very predictable movie. Strangely enough, in the back there, Ladon is a dragon made of wood that exudes fear. So that's why no one is able to take the apples of the Hesperides, which is who Hespera is named for, because they're afraid of this dragon Ladon. If I remember my mythology correctly, I believe it was Apollo. Was it Apollo that slayed Ladon and got the golden apples of the Hesperides? I don't remember. A little fuzzy in that area. Bottom line, the battle between Ladon and Shazam is pretty epic. For the most part, though, there wasn't enough of that epicness going on. I mean, we had these moments where the Shazam kids were rescuing people and righting wrongs and making mistakes righting wrongs. But for the most part, you got a mediocre movie. Let me just go ahead and summarize. Shazam, Fury of the Gods is meh. Even with cameos by Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, that's still not enough to make that movie better. And then on top of that, on the heels of the news that DC is going to be restructuring their entire universe, why even have these last couple of movies? And I think I spoke about them in a different video. You're going to get this one, and you're going to get Blue Beetle, and you're going to get The Flash. But then that whole universe is taking a dipsy doodle, and it's changing, and we're not going to have any of this. And I guess my question is, why do this if none of it is going to have any ramifications on the DCU moving forward? More shenanigans by DC where they continue to shoot themselves in the foot. I don't get why they are doing this. Overall, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, I'm going to give it this face right here. Yeah, that is essentially what you can expect out of Shazam and the Fury of the Gods. If you got kids under the age of 12, take them. They are the demographic who will enjoy Shazam, Fury of the Gods the most. I mean, for the most part, I found it kind of, again, like I said, cliched, predictable in this. I mean, I want to like it. I really want to. I don't hate it, but I want to like it more than I do. I don't like it a lot. I don't hate it, but I don't like it a lot. Like I said, if I had to put a number on it, if I had to put a number on it, yeah, 6.5 out of 10. It's one of those movies you watch one time and never watch again until it's on like TBS or something and you channel surfing and you go, oh, Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I do not see anything in Shazam, Fury of the Gods that's memorable as, oh, it had this moment in it when this happened. You know, a lot of kid jokes, a lot of middle school type jokes, you know, like fart jokes and that kind of that level of chicanery is what you should expect from Shazam Fury to God. If you're there for that, or that's your cup of tea, then this should be an amazing movie to you. But if you want something that follows a plot, that follows a story, you get none of that. It doesn't even follow Greek mythology accurately. You know what I mean? Like I said, Hespera, there is no daughter of Atlas called Hespera. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why? You know what I mean? Why are y'all doing what y'all doing right now? But as I said, and also too, I don't know what Warner Brothers and DC were thinking of putting Shazam Fury of the Gods out a week before John Wick 4 drops. Y'all ain't gonna make no money because we already know John Wick 4 is gonna blow Shazam smooth out of the water. So I don't know what they were planning. Maybe they don't care because they know their universe is canceling out and restarting, whatever. Do I recommend going to see Shazam Fury of the Gods? Again, if you're gonna take your 12-year-old nephews, cousins, daughters, sisters, brothers, yeah, go do it. But as far as a viable superhero movie that adults can watch, it's not that. At least not to me. It's not that. I didn't get adult vibes from Shazam. So, and then there's a lot of lessons in there about wisdom and strategy and that kind of thing. That's what I said. It was like an episode of G.I. Joe, man. It's no one's half the battle. And if I had to do, I wouldn't have battled getting to the theater to watch this. Anyway, do you plan on seeing Shazam Fury of the Gods regardless of my review? Have you seen Shazam Fury of the Gods already? If you have, or even if you haven't, drop it in the comments. And as always, I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.